Congratulations to all our students. The results are coming in and I'm hearing very good things. The success is all yours. Okay, what a feeling. Okay, Paradygmlaw as a coaching center is guiding you, but the ultimate effort and hard work you students have put in has now borne fruit. So congratulations once again. Well, this is Lindsay here, and I will take you through the counseling process. But before that, let's hear from Anita, your mentor. Hi, Anita.
Hi, Lindsay. Hi, everybody else. Big shout out to all our students who got a rank this year in the CLAT 2024. And a special shout out to our student who got Karnataka 19th rank. So, welcome to NLSIU for you. And that's a great step. And it's lovely to know that so many of you have done well in the exam, getting good ranks. Uh, Now, in this particular video, we will walk you through the admission counseling process, and Lindsay will take over from here. Go ahead, Lindsay.
Thank you, Anita. So what we'll do here is take you through step by step with the CLAT admission counseling process. Okay, we'll explain that. What I would like to reiterate here is that the instructions is given on the official consortium website. You'll have to download this document and then pause this video, download the document, and as I go through the steps, you can follow with me. All right. So let's begin. Okay, on that note, let's begin. This is a video that will help you understand how the counseling process works. So these are the few things I'm going to talk about. The CLAT Consortium, what their role is, and the couple of, they have different fees that they have set. There's a counseling fee, there's a confirmation fee, the university fee. So we'll come to all that and the timelines. Okay, so I would strongly advise that you print the calendar, the admission counseling calendar on page 8, I think, right? 8 onwards, print it and put it up on a wall next to your study table, right? Because you need to keep track of these dates. You need to mark your calendar on this. December 11th to 20th. So up to December 20th, that to 10 p.m., December 20th, they will collect the counseling registration fee. So if you're interested in taking part in the counseling process, you need to pay this fee, right? Then the first allotment list will come out on the 26th of December and so on. So the calendar is your best friend right now. The third allotment, I believe, will come out on the 22nd of January, and the payment confirmation for that is January 25th. Then you'll see a break because the allotment 4 will only start in the month of May, May 20th. All right, so that's 4 or 5 months ahead. So you need to keep track of this calendar. That's one thing I want to bring up. So let's talk about the consortium. The CLAT Consortium, we all know the official website. Please be aware that fake websites do crop up from time to time. So you must make sure that you're going to the official CLAT website. The email that's been sent to you will have a link on which you click and you validate. All right. So they expect you to validate and log in. Do that at the earliest. And once you log in, you should be able to see the other details. I'll tell you what they are. So firstly, the website, the official website is consortium of nlus.ac.in. All right. So they will keep in touch with you by email and SMS. Most of you have heard about your results because they pinged you. Right now, in the next couple of days, they are going to send you a few messages about participating in the counseling process. All right. So, but that will be few and far between. And after December 20th, you won't hear much, right? But activity will keep happening on the website. So, I would strongly urge you to log in at least once a day to look at the progress and see when your turn will come. All right. And to see what vacancies are available and so on. So, communication by SMS and email, right? You validate, you log in. Bank details, yes. So, here, make sure that you take the help of your parents to fill in these details and make sure there are no mistakes. Okay, because if there's a refund, this is how it's going to be processed. Everything is online payment. So, make sure you enter all the correct details. Fine. Right. Another thing that I would bring your attention to, let's look at page 2 and then we'll go to page 6. So I'm consulting this document. It's called Instruction for Admission Counseling Process. This is available on the official website. Please download it. It's a 10-page document that you should know through and through. Okay, page 8, 9, 10 is only the calendar. So 1 to 7, all the instructions are there. And some of it, I think, is for the PG, CLAT PG, that doesn't apply to you. So make sure that you're looking at the right information and you're keeping track of it. So in this, I would like to bring your attention to page 2, where we have to register for admission counseling process, what you need to do. Right now, what you need to do, log into your CLAT account. There is a there's a make payment button there. Click on it, you make that payment, and that button will become active only when you become eligible for the admission counseling process. Okay. Now you make that, complete the payment. You have some time up to December 20th, 10 p.m. Once you see that the payment is successful, only then log out. Very simple instructions. All right. And they've asked you not to wait till the last minute. Okay. There will be some glitches maybe here or there, and then, then they won't be able to help you. Right. They've said that. Any request to make payments after this last date will not be considered. They're not going to entertain any latecomers. So please make sure that you do it on time. Right. Bank account details. In the same page, I believe we have some details on that. Page 4. We'll come to that. So next, upload documents and other details. This is on page 6. Please make sure that you go through this document, because case by case, each of you will have a unique set of documents that you have to submit, right? So on page 6, they will give you that information, required documents for the admission counseling process. So let's say you are a Karnataka domicile, right? You must have applied for your domicile certificate. Make sure that you upload a soft copy of that. If you haven't received it yet, make sure you upload the acknowledgement that you've applied for the certificate and they've issued an acknowledgement to you, and therefore you are uploading that, right? Grade 10, all of you will have a statement of marks. The CLAT 2024 admit card, this is the most important document. Keep it carefully, okay? And upload the same. Grade 12, those of you who will write it in the month of March, April, that's when you will upload it. For now, this will not apply to you, okay? So admit card and statement of marks, absolutely necessary. Grade 12 at a later stage, when you go for your university fees and all that. At that time, there'll be a verification of documents. At that time, they will definitely expect you to have your grade 12. Character conduct certificate, yes. Transfer, migration, yes. So all this you will only receive once you complete your boards. Okay. And in a week's time, they issue it. Most of the schools do. Category of seats, whatever category applies to you. You could be scheduled caste, tribe, OBC, uh, whatever category it is. Even the you have to be able to upload this. Most of you probably have this, so it should not be an issue. PW category, of course, domicile or residence certificate. Each state in India, right, you have a domicile certificate. So make sure that if you've availed this admission under a domicile category, you should be able to produce one. Okay, so they expect you to give that. And other supporting documents, if this applies to you, like for example, economically weaker section certificate, or and so on, right? You can read it for yourself. It's all here. This applies to the UG program. PG, we are not concerned right now. Okay. I hope this slide is clear. We have looked at how the consortium will communicate with all of you, how you must validate, all right, you log in and you validate that link, right? This is very important. Bank account details, I'll come to that when we talk about refund. Okay, we won't talk about that right now. Upload documents and other details we have covered. Now, counseling fee, right? To participate in the admission counseling process, you must pay a counseling fee. Now, this is given in page 2 of the counseling instructions. Before we go there, I just want to tell you what it is. If you're from the general category, the counseling fee is 30,000. If you're from any other category, right, all of this that's listed here, then the counseling fee is only 20,000 rupees. Now, there's a deadline for that counseling fee. It ends on December 20th. Let's look at page 2. Where we talk about the counseling fee. Process is from this to this, right? This is also the deadline for you to pay the fees. To complete registration, candidates must pay the counseling registration fee by 10 p.m. on December 20th. And this is how the amount is, right? If you're in the general, it's 30. If you're in any one of the other categories, you must pay 20,000 rupees. And you have to provide your bank account information in case any refunds are to be issued. Okay. Now, if you look at page 6, you will find information on the refund for the counseling fee. Okay, there's a 5,000 rupees that will be deducted, and I would ask all of you to go through these instructions. Most of you wouldn't be looking for a refund because all of you would probably get it to one of the NLUs, right? So don't worry too much about it. The refund will only apply to those people who have not got a seat through the counseling process, and they will deduct this 5,000 rupees. Okay, the remaining will be returned to you. All right, so I hope this is clear. You want to participate in the admission process, then you must pay the counseling fee. Confirmation fees. So once you look at the instruction booklet, you will realize that apart from the counseling fee, once you select a college or an NLU seat, whatever is allotted to you, you will have to pay a confirmation fee. Now, there are two choices. Okay, we'll look at that. It's called the freeze option or the float option, and the third is the exit. Now, confirmation fee, basically we have 5 rounds of counseling. Now, if your action is to freeze a seat that's allotted to you, Then you pay 20,000 as confirmation fee. You're confirming that you want that seat. Now, in case you're not happy with this allotment and you want a better NLU, your preference is for a higher NLU, so to say, then you choose the float option. You still pay the confirmation fee because you want to stay in that rounds of counseling. Okay. Now, if you're not happy at all and you've made up your mind, no, I'm going to go with ILET, that is NLU Delhi, or, I'd rather go into Jindal or Christ or Symbiosis or any of the other colleges, government law school and whatever, then you exit. When you exit, you don't pay any confirmation fee. And if no seat is allotted to you at all, and you've not made a choice for freeze or float, you will get the full refund. But if the choice was made, then there's a deduction of 5,000 and you will get your 25,000 back. Okay, I hope this is very clear. The freeze option makes you eligible for all 5 rounds of counseling. If you choose the float option, it's only 4 rounds of counseling. And if you exit, then there is no round of counseling. Nothing is applicable. So let's look at the instructions on page 3, which tells us about freeze, float, and exit. Freeze option. So here we have page 3. Freeze option. If you're satisfied with the allotted seat, you accept it and is not interested in further rounds of seat allocation, right? Then you do a freeze, you freeze your seat and you pay the confirmation fee. A candidate who selects the freeze option and pays the confirmation fee will not be considered in subsequent rounds, because in round 1, 2, or 3, you would have had the option to freeze. And once you choose that, you're not going to participate anymore, right? Meanwhile, float option. Float option, if a candidate has been allotted, he's not been allotted the first preference, okay? So what do? You leave open the possibility of getting a higher preference NLU seat. Then you must look for the float option and choose that. Now, to exercise the float option in the first, second, or third round, you must pay the confirmation fee. All right, here it is. I hope this is very clear to all of you. There's a freeze option and there's a float option. Okay. And I'm looking for the exit option. The exit option is here. It's on page 4. So at any time after completing the registration process, if you do not want to participate in the counseling, you may choose to exit. Okay. And you can read all this. Okay. Now, there is one important thing which I want to highlight in another color. If a candidate has chosen, let's say, a float or a freeze option prior to exit, and the seat allocated to them will be reallocated and the confirmation fee will be forfeited. Confirmation fee is 20,000 rupees. After you've been allotted a seat, either in under freeze or float option, whatever you've chosen, and you opt not to take admission at all, right? So you'll have to forfeit the confirmation fee of 20,000. What you'll get in refund is only from the initial counseling fee, you will get a refund minus 5,000. That's only 25. Okay. So I hope this is clear. This is given here, the confirmation fee. It is a non-refundable confirmation fee. So only those students who are absolutely serious about participating in the counseling process must either choose freeze or float option, and you will have to make this payment called the confirmation fee. It is non-refundable, right? Fine. Moving on. So I hope this slide is clear. Let's go to the next one. University fees, right? So For those students who participate in the first allotment, you find the college that you want to go to, you freeze, you make that payment. Okay. Who's our friend? The calendar. Right. So let's look at this number 8. Payment of university fees after adjusting confirmation and counseling. Fee to the NLU concerned for all candidates who have chosen freeze option. Okay, they have a deadline. You must make that fee payment by then. Okay, so this is the date that they have set. I prefer blue. I hope this is very clear to all of you how we got the May 14th deadline, right? So under freeze option, first, second, third, whatever your allotment is, this is your deadline, okay? And if you didn't get an allotment in the first 3, then you're eligible for the 4th and the 5th allotment. Those who take the float option, you are eligible only up to the 4th allotment, not the 5th, okay? And your deadline is slightly different. It is going to be the 23rd of May. Here we have it. Point number 10 in your calendar. It says payment of university fee should be done for the 4th allotment by 23rd of May. The final or 5th allotment is on May 28th. So after the 5th allotment, this is where I want to spend a minute. Let's say you haven't gotten through the counseling process and you're issued a 25,000 refund or whatever. You forfeit the confirmation fee at that point and you exit. So what do? You will have to look for vacant seats because there will be a number of vacant seats at the end of the 5th round. Most of these vacant seats will be in the newer NLUs, okay? And sometimes what happens is a lot of students, either they opt to go to a private law school or like Jindal or Christ or wherever, right? Or Symbiosis. Or some of them, may choose not to do law at all, whatever the reason is. Some seats lay vacant even in colleges like NUJS, that's in Calcutta, or NLIU Bhopal, right? So you will have to go to each individual website and look for the vacant seats that they have put up. Okay, they will put it up as a notification. This will happen after the 5th round is completed. Let's look at the calendar. The 5th round is publication and final allotment will happen by 28th of May. And those who pay the balance university fee, that happens by 31st May. So end of May, June 1st, you will see almost all these NLUs with vacant seats will put up their notification. And you will see that you will have at least 1 or 2 seats in each category. So depending on what your category is, you will be able to get admission into those individual NLUs. They're called spot admissions, they're called vacant seats admissions, and so on. Last year, I did make a video on that. So if you want, you can look at that. Maybe closer to end of May, I will make one more next year. So when that time comes, right? So as of now, I hope the dates are clear, the allotment rounds are clear. So taking you through the timeline, the counseling registration fee, the deadline. Well, the registration fee deadline is 20th of December, but please don't wait until then. Try and do this in this coming week, okay? The make payment tab must be active for most of you people. So please click on that and make the payment. We have the confirmation fee that only comes about once the first allotment list comes out. And the first allotment list will be out on publication of the first allotment list is by December 26th. Right? So from 26th December till Jan 2nd, you will have time to exercise freeze option or float option, and you will have to make your confirmation fee payment. The allotment lists are as per the calendar. Please make sure that you know this calendar, you know these dates. Okay, they're quite easy. For 4 days is the difference. Okay, and the counseling process will happen very fast during this time. The university fee deadline we have already discussed is May 14th. All right, so at this point, I would like to take you through a graphical representation of the CLAT admission counseling process. This gives you a bird's eye view of whatever we discussed till now and what's in the counseling instruction booklet. So let's study this for a minute. All right, I hope this is clear. Okay. CLAT 2024 admission counseling process by Paradygmlaw, and I would like to share this with you. The counseling registration process begins when you register by paying a fee of 30,000. The refundable amount is minus 5,000, that's 25. Okay. As soon as the first allotment comes out, look at the NLU seat that's been allotted to you. Now remember, you have given a preference list of NLUs, and that is what the system would have used to give you, to allot that seat against your rank. Okay, so do check if you're satisfied with the allotted NLU seat. Yes, is this your preferred one? If the answer is yes, then you go for the freeze option. And once you're in the freeze option, if you're happy with what's been allotted to you, let's say NLSIU Bangalore or NLSAT, and you're very happy to get into those national law schools, you say yes, and you pay this non-refundable fee of 20,000. This is called the confirmation fee. Now you would pay this fee depending on the calendar, depending on the allotment round 1, 2, or 3. So let's look at the calendar. The allotment comes out, the first allotment will come out on the 26th of December. Payment for this to the consortium for either freeze or float option ends by 1 p.m. on Jan 2nd. Okay. Then the second allotment list will come out on Jan 8th. So here we are, round 1 ends on Jan 2nd, right? Round 2, your payment confirmation fee date ends on Jan 12th. Similarly, round 3, third allotment, your payment confirmation fee for the third allotment ends on Jan 25th. Okay. So there you have it. And if you're happy with this, pay this confirmation fee, freeze your seat, and then you will go through and pay the university fee before May 14th. Okay. Now let's look at float option. Okay, so this is the next float option, right? So counseling registration fee, you're ready and willing to participate in the counseling process. Are you satisfied with the NLU that you've been allotted? Let's say you're not. What do? You choose the float option, right? You don't want to take the freeze option, go into float option. What is the float option? It's the possibility of getting a higher preference NLU seat. Okay. And once you've gone through the float option, pay the non-refundable fee of 20,000. It's called the confirmation fee. Participate in the 4 rounds of allotment. Okay. And finally, if you're happy, please make that fee payment to the university before the 23rd of May. If you're not happy, then you exit. Similarly, with the freeze option, let's say first 3 rounds, you're not very happy with what allotment you're getting, you go through round 4 and round 5. The only difference between 4 and 5 is the deadline by when you have to make your university fee payment. Round 4 is May 23rd, round 5 is May 31st. Let's say you're not satisfied at all, you would rather wait for the spot admission, the NLUs where you may find some vacant seats, then you can exit. Okay. So this is the process. You can reach out to us in case of whatever questions you have. We will schedule one session where we can interact with you and see if there are any hiccups that you're facing and how we can work around that. Okay. So let me schedule that. But I hope this particular admission counseling process video, the explanation video has been helpful. Thank you for your time. Thank you.